My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, go to SelectQuote.com. SelectQuote.com. That's SelectQuote.com.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
J360 Radio.
Hello, J360 Legion, and welcome to another J360 MiniByte, hosted by J.M. Brady. I am your host, J.M. Brady. So let's get into it. So, man, yeah, I can see I'm a little late. I've been kind of busy. Got hung up with a few things. I was working on some stuff for J360 TV, and I forgot to eat. So, I mean, sometimes everything hits you at once, and you don't make time for too much. And this time, it kind of fell on me because I had to go ahead and go somewhere. So I managed to find Arby's for a little bit, and thank God to those who made that fish combo because damn, it was good. Yeah, man. Nobody can make fish like me, but yeah, they were pretty close, I suppose. Yeah, today was a very interesting day. I almost left the job. Yeah, see, I've been patient, and I always like working. Like, I don't mind being busy. I don't mind doing different things from time to time. You will probably hear me say why I got to do it for a little bit, but then after a while, it's like it pays off because, you do your job and certain scenarios come your way. And then you're like, okay, we even out, go to a bigger standard, a bigger pay raise, more responsibilities, maybe get out of a studio apartment for a change. One could hope. But you see, certain jobs for the J-Man have not been that way. Remember when I used to work at a soda company, it was kind of like that. You start and you stop at the same. I mean, the only time you're ever going to get any advancement is when you see the other person leave. And then it's like, that other person ain't leaving nowhere because they're making bank, and they're not going to go anywhere else because there was nowhere else to go. See, the recession was high at the time. So, while it was going like that, it was just like, hey, man, could you hurry up and quit so I can get my lavish income? Because I have a lifestyle to build here. And, after a while, I was like, screw it. I'm going to college. I like working in broadcasting. Why not? So I go ahead and I try that out. The first college I went to sucked. And then, God, I mean, like, they really sucked. Like, it was no help at all in that one. And not to mention, they'll tag you with a big-ass bill, and they expect you to pay that crap whether you're there or not. So I had to make sure I get up out of there. So I went over to the tech school. The tech school was ridiculous, too. She didn't like my work. I mean, I nailed every single course, but when it came to stuff in my major, she did not like my work. She didn't like my reporting style. She did not like my radio broadcasting style. Basically, the lady just hated me. And the truth is, I was totally okay with that because I didn't like her back either. And I let her know that, too. From time to time, from the way I just carried myself, I just really didn't take too much crap. And in doing so, I managed to find some time at the soda company to get there, but they didn't want that. They said, oh, no more part-timers. We want full-time people. Jay, you can stay with us if you decide to give up what you do. And Jay doesn't give up on anything. Not at all. I'm sure some of you probably noticed. And indeed, I did not. But I had to get up out of there, too. So, went ahead, packed my bags, got up out of there. And I did manage to get to Wilmington University, though, while still working at the soda company for a little bit. But they had them really, really ridiculous. So I had to dump them. And then eventually I started working at my current day job. And, man, it's so stupid. Because nowadays, it started off kind of nice, get that livable income, get that uprootness and all. And then now they're doing rules upon rules. And then you don't know what area you work in until you get there. Where at the same time, there was already a spot for you You see? So they rotate and put you in different spots. And then just to further that amount, they'll go ahead and they'll say, oh, no, we're going to send you out of state so you can learn some stuff over there, learn how to do the job. I'm like, look, I'm right here at the establishment. I could just learn it here. And I give it my shot when I do. And like I said, I make it work. And then as I do make it work, people over there still ain't satisfied, man. And then, of course, my would-be team lead, he doesn't like me around. I don't like him either. I mean, he'll go, like, when we see each other, we'll do that whole thing where it's like, oh, hey, Jay, it's good to see you. It's like, yeah, a-hole, what do you want? It's like those sort of scenarios and stuff. But we're so nice about it. We're so civil when it comes to being uncivil. It's amazing. And the truth is, because he doesn't do anything, I don't respect him. And you see, whereas I do a lot of the stuff, I guess he doesn't, and I do it on my own terms, he doesn't respect me either. So that's just the way it goes. But one way or another, job's got to get done. And you see, after seeing exactly how much he wants to be lazy and stuff like that, I always have this. I'm like, man, I bet his hands are more softer than a woman. And indeed, some of you ladies out there that are holding down some of the toughest jobs and stuff, his hands are softer than yours. So that whole thing about the soft male that you're talking about, that guy's it. And you see, like, I'm not going to go ahead and diss him throughout this whole episode because, you see, it's a good thing he's there at that job because he best represents what I would be if I wasn't me. If I wasn't me and if I didn't have all the resolve that I had and the tenacity and the idea that I just can't stand authority sometimes, the point is that I'd probably be like him. Oh, yeah, this is going to work out. The company wants to try this new rule. Well, tell the company, hell no, man. And I always tell them this, I'm like, because now they got it so in order to reduce certain products, you have to utilize iPads and all. And the thing about using the iPad is they never charge them. It's like anything that's public based. Like people, for some reason, when it's something based in like everybody can use it, they don't take care of it or the stuff doesn't work. Or even better, and I love this, when the screen has a crack in it so you can't even utilize anything on it, yet that one is still there for some reason because they're so cheap. I mean, anything community-based, man, and it's in your job and you have to use it, it's a hit or miss. And then half the time he's sitting there like, oh, we gotta hurry up and get those done. Oh no, we gotta hurry up and fill in the cases. We gotta go ahead. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, if you don't calm down, I'm going to choke the hell out of you, and then I'll be happy to go to court, pal. And usually I'm like that all the time, man. Because, lazy people. I cannot stand lazy people. Can't stand people who make excuses. I cannot stand lazy people. Yeah, there's even a pet peeve for me. And indeed, he is very lazy. And then he expects people to respect him. Ain't going to happen. And then, like, today, on the other hand, he's going to tell me about certain meat products. And see, like, when I work in the meat section, I'm always like, okay, well, let's get it out of here then. People eat this stuff. Why not do something a little bit more careful here? And then you find that, certain specs are not being met. And then you see, like, well, the things in the shelves, they got to be pulled. Yeah, they don't expire until the 23rd. Today's the 18th. What are you doing? But we gotta pull them. We gotta go ahead and make all these changes. And I'm sitting there, I'm like this. I'm like, really? You know what? I got time to kill. Let me just go ahead and grab these right now. And then I'm gonna throw them back out here because we don't need to make any changes. And you know something? I certainly did that because guess what? Every single piece of that meat there was fresh. It couldn't be any fresher. But in his mind, or because whatever the hell corporate's doing to him, and I'm sure it's something akin to Roots, he sitting right there saying all this stuff. And he's not even following through and practicing on it. And then you got to clean up after him. It's like taking care of a giant baby. I mean, it's sad. It'd probably be like this, Hey,
Jay, could you go ahead and help me out? And maybe eventually change my diaper because I can't do anything, even though I'm older than you.
And it's like, give it a rest, pal. It's just, no. You handle yourself. And then, see, the thing is, I was like, I'm ready to go. I can't do the job, clean up after this one person, and then still say I'm happy. So I started really thinking about why I go ahead and do this job. So I pulled out my phone, And I saw the J360 logo. I saw everything that I wanted to do. And I really thought about it. Like, be perfectly honest with you. It's a grand undertaking that I did all this stuff. And not to mention that everything has been boosting and booming lately. And there's a whole gateway. Like, I can't just walk away right now. See what I'm saying? And not only that, but the comedy insight and all the jokes I get and the coworkers I work with, they're okay. But the jokes that I get and trolling this fool here because he's just so inept at what he does, it's, it's amazing. It's like a writer's gold mine. And then after a while, I like sit there and I think all the time, like, I need to be more active instead of just wondering about that stuff. Because, like, when you hear, like, times on these things and you hear thoughts, where do you see yourself in the next few years? And I don't see myself even in Delaware. I see myself, like, either New York, California, probably far away from a lot of things and still doing what I do, mind you. I'm never quitting J360 Productions. Nope, been here for too damn long. I'm not quitting. Not until I'm in the dirt. And then at the time here, this stuff's just giving me more insight for different shows to produce for you all. So I guess the best thing to do is just not settle. Just don't be idle about it. Just keep being active, researching things, go to different places. And I'm getting there every step of the way. So after a while, it won't even be a thing anymore. But, I really did thought about just saying, hell with you all, and walk on out. Well, actually, it wouldn't just be a walkout with me. It'd be me skipping on out and stuff like that, having a good time. Yes, a 63-year-old man skipping, moving about. Because that's what I would do. But outside of all that crap, though, I do want to say this regarding the new movies that came out. Sonic the Hedgehog is back, man. Like, even IGN had to consider that it's making marks. It broke records. It's doing amazing for its time. I mean, it really didn't have any competition other than Birds of Prey, and a lot of people are still indecisive about, isn't it something? They love the Joker movie, but they're indecisive about DCU EU movies and still want the Flash movie to happen. I just think it's interesting, like, how we're all in that certain situation. But you see, when you look at the Sonic movie, right? Like, I mean, the blue arms still kind of bother me a little bit because, he never had blue arms. They were always peach colored. But, Sonic Boom came out, and I guess a lot of people identify with that, so that's why they went with that design. But he looks great, and he sounds like himself. I mean, especially from the 90s era. Ben Schwartz did a pretty good job voicing him. And it's not like Roger Craig Smith, but, it's damn close. And then Jim Carrey being Jim Carrey. Finally, the Jim Carrey I know from Mask and Ace Ventura, he's finally back on screen. Though the Yes Man one wasn't that bad, but still, it was cool to see that. And the best part is the action-packed sequences, the battles and all. It was just amazing. But I do see that some people are going a little too far. They're saying, hey, woke media, suck on this, Sonic's winning, yada, yada, yada. There's gonna be, he broke the video game curse. Which I'll go into more depth with on the J-Man show. But see, the thing is that there are some good video game movies out there, and while Sonic is great and his movie is awesome, see, the thing is, it's not a broken curse, okay? We don't even know what the Mortal Kombat movie is going to be about in years to come. And then, of course, like, I don't see anything else coming down the factor. Though I think there is word about a Super Mario Brothers movie coming from Universal, so that might have a shot. But when it gets right down to it, though, I think once again we're getting a little too ahead of ourselves on what exactly is winning out here. It's a good movie. It deserves every piece of accolades that it gets, but at the same time, you're just eating at it. You're just using this to push that narrative and all that identity politics and stuff like that. Like, at the end of the day, a good, complete story and some entertainment and some escapism is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But what the hell are you doing using that as a way to counter against, woke media? And I agree, woke media has gotten ridiculous in its own right. But, it's just people in general who have a rod shoved so far up the rectum and going all about this yada yada here and yada yada there. It's like, after a while, did they not realize that the problem is themselves and the way they go about this market appeal? Filmmaking is a business too, and the business is to sell that product. just sell the product. I don't care about your opinion at that point. I mean, if you do it outside of all this and you say, oh yeah, I'm about saving the whales, or I'm about going ahead and working with nature, or you and Greta Thunberg can go ahead and do something, to stop global warming, that's fine. But it has nothing to do with the 2-hour or 3-hour presentation you're giving us. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's times where I'm like, okay, that's an interesting cause, great social responsibility. But at the same time, I want to know what the movie's about, what you felt about the movie, what you did in the movie. Where are you going from here? You know what I'm saying? That's what I like to see. That's what I'm interested in. And that maybe is what a lot of the audience members are interested in. Not something that says, oh, we'll scare the hell out of you, crap. I don't have time for that. But let's see. Oh, there we go. We're going a little extra this time. But I got to get on out of here. Oh, hey, one more thing. Okay. A lot of y'all say this, oh, eventually I'm going to go ahead and do this. Eventually I'm going to go. Here's how it goes. If you're in a job you don't like, okay, you'll do what you can to get up out of that job, right? So if you really want to go for certain scenarios, be filmmakers or whatever, put the work in, put the time in, dedicate to that craft, get out of there. Don't be idle, okay? Be active. Utilize active patience. Be patient with yourself, but be active at the same time. Never settle. Be on the saddest bus. Courtesy of S. Anthony Thomas. Anyway, I'm out of here. This is the J-Man signing off. I'll be back with the J-Man show tomorrow. And yes, I'll be back at 9 o'clock. Okay? This is it, man. Anyways, laters.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.